I asked myself a question. Why at the age of 10 I was raped and I didn't tell my parents? Then again I went and asked myself a question. Then why did I continue to sleep with different people? The second person, the third person, the fourth person. And then until I was, blessed or lucky when I was at school, that the people from True Love Waits came and told us that if it happens that you have already slept with or you are no longer a virgin, it can happen that God can make you a second virgin. So what you have to do is to stop sleeping. So I listened to them. I stopped sleeping around. And when I stopped, I was 14 years old. I was raped at 10 years old. And then at 14 years old, I stopped because of what I had. And then I asked myself again a question. At 15, I remember I said, I want someone that will get married to me, that when I give birth to his children, the children to look like him. And guess what? When I was 17 years, I met the person who is now my husband. And then the problem came. The problem was, by then I thought it was a problem, and it wasn't a problem, because of these teachings that we normally get from those religious churches, that we are being told you can only get married to someone within your organization. Someone who is not in your organization, you're not supposed to marry them. So I listened to that. By then I was an Adventist, Seventh-day Adventist, SDA, and he was United Pentecost. So by then I didn't want us to be in a relationship, but he could see and I could tell also that I had put him in my heart. I love him, and he could see that I love him. We loved each other. So because of that, let me say, I was so stupid. I didn't think outside the box. So I could see he's a good guy. So because of that, I was in a deep problem. When I was 18, I met another person, and this one we're only in a relationship for a month, and then I ended the relationship for no reason. And then I asked myself again a question: why did I end that relationship for no reason? And then I asked myself again another question. I met now this one was an Adventist. Then I said it's better it's an Adventist. So we had a child in 2010. When we had a child in 2010, I was expecting that he will pay lobola, that he will visit my family, of which he didn't do. We were involved in a relationship for 4 years. And in those 4 years, he didn't do what I expected him to do. And then before then, when the child was 2 weeks old, we had a fight. So we separated, we go to our different ways, and we fixed again things. In that relationship, we would fight and fix and get back together. Fight, fix, and get back together. And then the child was a year old. When the child was a year old, we had a fight again. Then when we had a fight at work, my friend at work, we took time to just get some fresh air. So when we were working with my friend, we met some men, and that man showed an interest to my friend, and my friend said, no, take my friend here. So I used to tell my friend what I was going through, my relationship. So when I told her that, she kind of felt sorry for me. Then she hooked me up with that man. And when she hooked me up with that man took my number, and I asked myself again a question. Why did I sleep with him? Why did I go to Esther Park and sleep with him? The person I didn't know, I just met the person during the day. And then just like that, I sleep with him. And going there to sleep with him, I went with my son. And my son was just a year old. And getting back together with the father of my child, I didn't tell him that there's someone that I slept with. I didn't tell him, I just keep quiet. And I asked myself a question again. Why didn't I mention that? And then fast forward things. There is a person that I won't mention now. The person cursed me, and the curse, it went along with what I was doing before. This time, the person, when he cursed me, I had already separated with the father of my child, and for good. The curse came when I was married to the one that I said when I was 15 that I wish his children that I'm gonna give birth to will look like him. And this is the one who married me, and he's my husband. So he cursed me when I was with him. He cursed me. He said, since you're bringing another wife to be a second wife, and you have 2 wives, will you like it, or what will happen if, or he said, if, what if, yeah, he said that. He said, what if your wife, meaning me, brings a man like you did? And on that day when he was talking, because I've got a weakness of not fighting for myself, thinking that maybe if I say this, that person will won't like me, or because I've got also that problem. So what I did, I kept quiet and I just pressed my phone. I remember I looked down and I just pressed my phone. And by so doing, I activated the curse. So it continued, this thing of sleeping with different people. But now, because my husband is attached to God, because my husband is connected to God, he blocked that not to happen. God told him to leave the work. He was working, was at work, to leave work and go and stop what is about to happen. Your wife is gonna sleep, and if he's gonna sleep with this person, with the way she is, she will struggle to come out. So leave work and go and take her out. So by then he went, and I was supposed to sleep with the guy who in Zulu we call Inkabi. So that guy was working at Alexandra Tax Association. So he blocked me, and then he asked me all the stories. Okay, to cut it short again, I then asked myself, now, okay, why am I being followed by this spirit of sleeping with different men? And now I'm married, I'm sick. So what is my problem? And then fast forward things again. I met a guy sometime in 2024, in 2023. This guy doesn't know me. I meet him on the street. He says to me, can we just have sex anyway? And then I tried to fight, but because I'm scared, I just say to him, I Satan, go away, but I don't say it in full. So I fast forward things again. I ask myself again a question, what is wrong with me? And then I meet this guy again when I was going to Green Store. And I ask him, and then he greets me. Before I even respond, he tries to stop me, and he says to me, let's have sex just anyway. And then I just felt powerless. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything back to him. And thereafter, my phone rings. When my phone rings, a person outside of South Africa. I don't know whether it's also outside of the continent, outside Africa continent. He calls me with a video call, and on the video call he is masturbating. I'm asking myself, what is this thing? Okay, again, fast forward things. When I'm walking, I meet men, and then I have got by then I didn't know how to put it in straight, whereby I've got a problem. My private part itches every time I meet a man on the street. And then I studied it. Why is it itching? Then I find out, no, I'm not putting it the correct way. The correct way is to say I have a sexual desire. I feel like if I can just sleep with them. So I asked myself, what is really going on? Until when I was talking to my husband helps me find out. Okay, so I then discovered that I've got a spirit, the spirit of prostitution. That is why every time I go through what I'm going through, and even at night, I dream sleeping with different people that I don't know of, that I've never met. Or when I'm sleeping, I see someone or a man shows me how big their dick is. So that's the problem that I have. I've got a spirit of prostitution. The spirit, at some point in time, at some point in life, the spirit manifests. So finally, the spirit has manifested. So this spirit, there is a spirit in me that wants me to prostitute. So I'm exposing out this spirit, the spirit of prostitution, because this spirit is troubling me. This spirit wants to take me out of my marriage. This spirit wants to destroy me in my marriage. The spirit wants me to live. It can even go to say through my uncle Ubaba Mncane, he once said to me, "Angshadanga." This is how dangerous the spirit is. It goes to say to that same person who cursed me, to tell me or to tell us with my husband that this relationship is not going anywhere. This relationship is like a balloon. I'm gonna pop it. And I'm not blaming all those people. I'm blaming the spirit in me that I do not fight. That's the problem that I have. So I'm exposing this spirit so that it stops troubling me, so that I fight with it when I'm exposing it. Because I trust God. When God says in Ephesians 5 verse 11, you have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, rather expose them. So I'm exposing this fruitless deed in me, which is the spirit of prostitution.